Buying a house in a new city is really exciting, and if we're honest, it's a little bit daunting too. Let's talk about 13 tips you'll want to know to plan out your move. My name is Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. If you need help finding a top agent near you, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. All right, my friend, let's take a closer look at what you're going to really want to think about and get very clear on before you start your move. Getting clear on this now helps you form a game plan that's going to be a winning strategy for you as you plan out every phase of your move. The first thing that you want to do is decide on your budget. When we're talking about deciding on your budget, one of the best things that you could do is to Google online listings in the area that you're moving to. Check out and see what the average sales price of a home is in that area, and then consider what your options are financially. One of the best ways to find out how much you're going to be able to afford is to simply have a conversation with a loan officer and ask them about how much you should be able to get approved for in your new hometown. Stack that up against the median sales price in that city and see if you're going to be able to find the home that's right for you and your family. This will go a long ways to helping you prepare not only for how much your new home is likely to cost, but also to plan out your moving costs. Go ahead and talk to some movers out there and get quotes. Do you want to use pods? Do you want to use a traditional moving company? Do you want to use a U-Haul? Plan that out now. And if you're going to be moving yourself, are you going to have to make more than one trip? How much is the gas going to cost? Do you need hotel lodging? These are the real things that we want to start talking about when we're deciding on your budget. It's deeper than just the home price itself. It's into the moving cost, into the down payment that you need for your home, your buyer closing costs, and any other costs associated with the move that you're going to have for moving your furnishings, or the possibility that you may need to buy new appliances whenever you get there. Plan this out up front and get clear on your financial picture. The second thing is, should you rent first? I mean, let's think about this for a moment. You're moving to a new city, a new area, and unless you're really familiar with this area, or perhaps it was your hometown, or you have family members growing up there, you may not be that familiar with the city. If you decide to rent first, what it'll do is it'll give you an opportunity to rent in an area that you think that you like now and confirm that you do like that area if that's the right area for you to buy your new home. It also gives you the ability to gain familiarity with the entire area, the community, and the city to make sure that you're in the right area of town for you. So consider renting first if it's an option to you, and in some cases you might have to, which will bring us to point 3, which is, will you be able to buy? Now that'll take us to point 3, which is, will you be able to buy? And this is a situation that I have in practice discussed with a lot of people moving to Las Vegas, Nevada from out of state. And they're like, well, Andrew, I want to buy this home and I should be able to get approved. The first red flag is the word should. So when we're thinking about the word should, it means that we should be able to do this. It should be a forward progress. But what are the circumstances that might prohibit you from being able to buy? Let's think that through a little bit, because if you're getting a job transfer and you're going to stay in the same job and it's just simply a job transfer over here and you have an employment offer, awesome. That's going to work out extremely well. But what happens if you said, hey, you know what? I want to move to Las Vegas, or I want to move to Tennessee, or I want to move to New York, or wherever the case may be, because I want a fresh start and I'm going to start ground up, brand new again, and I'm going to get a whole new job in a whole different industry. If that's the case and you're considering buying a home, that may not work out for you, because your loan officer may require you to have at least 1 year employment in your new position. Best way to know this for sure is how? By simply having a conversation with the loan officer about your unique situations to find out, will you be able to buy, which will also help you answer the question, should you rent first? The fourth tip is to research the housing market online. By gaining familiarity with the types of homes, architecture, style, and what those homes afford you in your new area will help you define what you're looking for and what constitutes your ideal home in your new hometown. Think this through by looking at the online listings and seeing what's realistically available. This will also help with your budget and knowing how much you're going to be spending for your new home, and forecasting any future renovations that you might want to do to the right place to call home. The fifth tip is to actually visit the city. Now this is where it gets exciting. You get to visit your new hometown, you get to explore the area, stay in a hotel, stay with a family member, stay with a friend, whatever the situation may be, but get up, visit the town, and make sure it's the right town for you. Make sure that you have a good idea of what that city's like. Drive around. Actually, not just go out and party. And I say party because I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sometimes people are moving here from out of state and they go and stay at a hotel on the Strip and they spend their entire time here on the Strip. I'm like, I thought you were coming out here to find a home. I thought you were coming out here to take a look around the city and see what Las Vegas has to offer. We're so much more than the Strip. So if you go to a new city and you're going to explore the area, please please get yourself a rent-a-car and drive up and down the streets, drive into the areas, get with your trusted real estate advisor that hopefully you've identified by now, use their resources that they have available, drive into the various neighborhoods that caught your appeal online, and verify that those neighborhoods are going to be where you want to be when you move there. It's one of the easiest things to do by visiting the city, gaining familiarity with what the city actually looks like, not just a picture online, but the physical presence. Doing so is going to set you up for success. The sixth tip is to explore your transportation options. Will you be using mass transit? Will you be using a subway? Will you be using the bus system? Do you have direct access to the various freeways that will enable you to get to work and to where you want to go quickly? Explore the transportation options available to you. Decide on where you should be in relation to what your transportation situation is going to be looking like, if in fact you will be using mass transit, or if in fact you will be using your private vehicle for your commute. Speaking of commute, that brings us to the seventh tip, which is considering your commute time. How far do you want to be from your job? How far do you want to be from your children's school? Consider what the commute time looks like, because a longer commute isn't always right for everybody. Some people want a shorter commute that's going to easily put them where they want to be quickly and not have to waste hours and hours and hours driving on the freeway. Consider your commute time and how important that is, and then with that information, go ahead and go back to your online research into the homes that you like, into the areas you like, after you've learned what your budget is, and start deciding, what home options are available for me around this commute time from my job, or from my children's school, or from your favorite activities or hobbies. You get the idea here. Planning out the commute and how many minutes it's going to take you or hours it's going to take you on a daily basis will help you decide on what kind of quality of life you want and how much time you want to be behind the wheel as opposed to being at your home. The eighth tip is to research crime. Now, fortunately, there's a lot of different websites out there that you can research crime. Once we've identified that house that you like or that area that you like, make sure that it's going to be in keeping with your expectations in terms of the crime levels and what's going on in the area. There are 6 really useful tools that you can use. Consider going over to Area Vibes and researching your home. Be sure to check out Family Watchdog. For the crime report, you might want to take a look at Neighborhood Scout, Crime Reports, or Spot Crime, or even crimemapping.com. All of these different websites will enable you to know what's going on in the area. If you want to know more about the demographic, the income levels, education levels, then you head on over to City Data. Go ahead and do this research now. You'll be glad that you did when you buy your new place to call home. The ninth thing that you want to do is interview a top agent that's going to be best for you. Now, hopefully by this point, you will have already identified that. One of the best things that you can do whenever you're finding the right agent for you is, again, doing some homework on your part and making sure that you're finding the right agent to help you with your biggest move here from one state to the next, that understands the situation and the intricacies involved and the considerations and concerns that you're going to have. The best way to do that is simply Googling the agent. If you were to go to Google right now and you typed in Andrew Finney Realtor or Andrew Finney Las Vegas, all my information is going to pop up and be available to you for my ratings, reviews, and past sales. You want to do the same thing with any agent that you're considering. Read those reviews, check out the agent's past sales performance, and see what else they have going on. If they have videos like this one, rock on, because then it gives you an opportunity to see them and what they look like, sound like, and give you an idea, a very strong idea of who you're working with. And when you verify that by Googling that agent, you can see their online presence, you can see what they have going on or not, then you know if you have the right agent for you. Have that conversation with them, and if you're comfortable with that agent, by all means, please move forward with that agent to help you guide you to your new home. The 10th tip is, will your employer be covering the cost of the move? Now, this becomes really interesting, especially if you receive a job transfer or a job relocation. If that's the case, ask them, what will you cover with this move? What expenses are covered? What expenses aren't covered? What are the expectations of you, my employer, of me to cover on my own move? Make sure that you're clear about the benefits package that your company may be providing you. Only way to know for sure is how. Simply ask them. The 11th tip is to find a reputable moving company. Now, today we have so many different type of moving options available. You can hire a traditional moving company that's going to come to your house, pack everything, load everything, ship it across the country or wherever you're going, unload it, put it into your new home. You also have options that are kind of a middle ground, like pods. When we're talking about pods, that gives you the ability to have a pod drop where you live right now, load everything up yourself the way that you want it loaded, then they'll truck it for you to your new location, drop it off on your driveway or on the side of the street so that you can unload everything into your new home, or you can do it yourself by getting a U-Haul service. Decide on which option is best for you. Make sure that you choose the right service and right company for you, and be sure that you also understand the pros and cons of the mover's insurance that might be provided through those companies. Get clear on that and have that discussion with them today. The 12th tip is to discover neighborhood listservs. Now, when we're talking about listservs, we're talking about those Facebook community groups. You know, we have different master plan communities here in Las Vegas, Nevada, like Southern Highlands, Mountain's Edge, Red Rock Country Club, Tournaments Players Club, Providence, Sky Canyon, Aliante. There's a lot. And a lot of those communities will have their own Facebook community page. Why not visit those favorite community pages where you want to buy and see what people that live there are saying? Check the online activity of what's going on over there. Check the next door applications so that you can see what other people are doing in and around that area and who they might be suggesting for any of your contracting services needs. Go ahead and explore that, and as you do, you might be falling deeper in love with your new hometown. The 13th tip is to connect or reconnect with the people you might know in your new hometown. You might have family members, you might have friends, you may have acquaintances, perhaps you went to college with somebody in this new city. In this case, it would be wise to go ahead and reach out to them and say, you know what, John, I'm getting ready to move over to your hometown and I'm excited to join you there. I was wondering if we could reconnect and get together and maybe you can show me around. Doing so will bode very well for you. It'll rekindle your friendship and you'll have a better understanding of your new hometown and everything that might have been developed over there since the last time you may have taken a visit. All right, my friend, I hope these 12 tips have been very beneficial to you. So now let's gain some understanding on how to find the right neighborhood for you and also 11 hidden costs of moving. Looking forward to our next conversation. We'll see you in a few.